Bannon emails a Politico article about Trump war powers. Epstein emails back, yes, I saw it. I'll invite Jerry Baker to our dinner tonight. To Miro Lajkak, this guy, a Slovak politician and diplomat, former Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Slovak Republic. But at the time, he was president of the UN. So Epstein says to Bannon, he will guide the EU project if you like him. His government will fall this week as planned. This, like, you thought the other Bannon-Epstein shit sounded like cartoon villains? Look at this shit. It actually sounds like they are the fucking evil people that control the world. Bannon, the war room. There are no conspiracies, but there are no coincidences. Stephen K. Bannon. Well, you would know Jeffrey Epstein's best friend that they fucking orchestrated European politics, downfall of governments together. How dare you be a conspiracy theorist? Hey, it's the Goblin Queen. Let's talk about the movie. So, for those of you who don't know, I've talked about this on stream before. Steve Bannon, late in life friend of Epstein's, he hung out with Epstein all the time, and he was trying to help Epstein get ready to be interviewed on 60 Minutes. And in 2021, he dropped a trailer where he had apparently recorded 15 hours of interviews with Epstein, and he was hoping to use them for a documentary he was calling Monsters, Epstein's Life Among the Global Elite. So we actually have a trailer. 2021, he dropped it. I won't play the full thing. I'll play a little bit to give you an idea, though.
Next month marks 2 years since the death of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein inside a New York City jail.
We were underage. We were little girls.
So all the spooky audio. Now there's only a few clips of Epstein, so I'll play you those. These are the clips from these interviews he took.
He lived essentially like he was Gatsby. He was an absolutely terrifying person to encounter.
You own an island, right?
Thank you very much.
Two islands. The island.
I own 2 islands. Thank you very much. I own Little St. James and Big St. James.
So Dr. Moreau?
Correct.
Islands of Dr. Moreau? Correct.
Jeffrey Epstein was a billionaire New York businessman whose vast wealth brought an arrogance that knew no limit.
It's all just fucking news clips and then a couple of clips of the actual interviews. So we don't need to see the news clips. Let's just watch
his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
I made my living from old thinking, but the future is for the way women think.
Oh.
The way women think.
That's correct.
Is that not a sop because of all the depravity you've done against young women? And your new sop is that their women's thinking is the future?
No, I've always believed that women would be able to take over. I'm a firm believer and supporter of Time's Up.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Feminist ally Jeffrey Epstein. I believe women are the future. The future is female. He's like sitting there wearing like a pussy hat. Yes. No. Actually, big fan of Hillary Clinton. Used to meet up with her at a basement of pizza shop all the time. More news clips. I'm not even sure if there is any more. Oh, there is. Okay. More news clips. Here we go.
Jeffrey Epstein.
The greatest threat to people put in solitary confinement is they try to kill themselves. Imagine that. You're only in a room for 24 hours, you start to go crazy.
Oh, that's interesting. The Monsters. Epstein's Life Among the Global Elite. Not the monster, not Epstein is a monster. The Epstein's life among the global elite. So keep in mind, Bannon is a fascist who is completely psychopathic, does not care at all about who was raped who has done what evil deeds his friends have accomplished. He only cares about what they can do for him. Now, we're going to get a little bit into Epstein and Bannon's friendship in a second, but I want to talk about this first. This documentary never came out. And let's get into it a little bit. So Michael Wolff, again, this guy, he knows a lot about Epstein. He introduced Bannon to Epstein. He says this: Bannon had worked with convicted pedophile and sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein in 2019, soon before Epstein's arrest. Wolff described their taped encounters as media training for a 60 Minutes interview that would never happen. Bannon said he recorded 15 hours of interviews with Epstein for a previously unannounced documentary on Epstein's perversions and depravity. Wolff said he worked off transcripts of what Epstein evidently believes to be practice interviews. And you can kind of get that sense from watching those 3 short clips that we got, especially the one where Epstein says he's a feminist and a supporter of Time's Up, where it's like, Epstein, like, I'm going to give you a media training for a tough interview. So I'm going to ask you tough questions, and then we'll be able to look at how you respond. You'll be able to see how you look on camera. And so that moment he's like, well, actually, I think the future is female. And Bannon's like, aren't you just saying that to mask all the depravity and evil things you've done? And you can see Epstein kind of chuckle, because like Bannon's his friend and he knows Bannon doesn't care, right? According to author Michael Wolff, there's no question the point wasn't exposure, it was spin. There's no question the tapes were media training, he tells Hollywood Reporter, and there's no possible way Epstein would have signed off on them being used in a documentary. That's what he says. Let's just watch that clip again, because I think it's this one. Yeah, where you see Epstein really smile.
Is that not a sop because of all the depravity you've done against young women? And your new sop is that their women's thinking is the future?
No, I've always believed that women would be able to take over. I'm a firm believer and supporter of Time's Up.
Don't you get the vibe? The way he laughs here.
Depravity you've done against young women, and your new sop is that their women's thinking is the future.
Like he's laughing. He's talking to one of his bros, right? Anyway, it's speculation, but I mean we have a little bit of evidence here. Yes, these can be legally subpoenaed, and they are currently owned, as I'm about to get to. I think these tapes. 15 hours of Bannon asking Epstein hard-hitting journalistic questions that Epstein never wanted to be released, apparently, according to Michael Wolff anyway, asking him these questions, and they've never have been released, but they're currently owned by Epstein's estate. And Epstein's estate is where we got the emails and the birthday book and everything. Like, by the way, guys, I don't know if I made this clear. The shit that's being released, everything that's being released, those are not the Epstein files that like the FBI has. FBI has all this shit, obviously, but like they have a bunch of other shit too. The shit that we're seeing released by the House Democrats and by the Republicans and everything, these are from Epstein's estate. The two lawyers, I forget their names, but there's two lawyers looking after his estate who are cooperating with all of these subpoenas they're getting. They're like, okay, sure, here's the birthday book. Yeah, here's all of his emails. Here is this. They also have these 15 hours of tapes. Release that shit. Subpoena that shit. Fucking Rocada, Marjorie Taylor Greene, get on that. Like, Thomas Massey, we need to see this. This would be super interesting, like really good. According to Wolff, Epstein would never have allowed his practice hard-hitting interviews with Bannon ever see the light of day. It was too raw and too revealing, and they actually belong to Jeffrey Epstein's estate, says Wolff. Even if the tapes survive, Wolff says Bannon may not have access to them. Along with the rest of the billionaire's estate, they would likely be in the possession of Epstein's co-executors. There, Darren Indyke and accountant Richard Kahn. And here's a video about them subpoenaing stuff. And then I was also saying, please also subpoena Michael Wolff. This guy has 100 hours of interview footage with Epstein that we haven't heard. Oh my God. I mean, that might happen soon because we found a lot of shit from those emails about his connection to Michael Wolff. Now, so that's what we knew before. New shit on that. We actually have some text between Epstein and Bannon about his movie. But turns out Epstein was kind of on board with this movie. This wasn't something that he came up with afterwards. So these are texts. It's a little hard to read here. This is from Bannon to Epstein, and he's describing the concept for the film. The film is, 3 interwoven stories. The events of global capital markets / geopolitics from the 1980s till today. The drive of science to work through a basic understanding of the workings of man's immortality, the depravity of elite society, and the decline of the West, as told through the story of you. Now, this was not supposed to be something that made Epstein look bad. This was supposed to be like a redemption story for Epstein, where Bannon thought, in 2019, his plan was to make a documentary that makes Epstein look like a misunderstood, like, genius and hero and feminist, but use Epstein to talk about his connections to the global elite, global capital markets, geopolitics, and the depravity of this elite society. So who do you think that was going to be about? My guess is the Clintons, number one, the fucking, Democratic senator, whatever. You got George Mitchell, all these different Democrats, or just anyone who Epstein could make look bad. Now keep in mind that list. I found a bunch of letters where Epstein sends himself lists of names. Khashoggi, Bunker, Hunt, George Mitchell, Wayne Owens, Prince Andrew, Princess Met, Princess Sophie, Princess Alexander, Princess Melusine. Now, there's 3 of these. So I got them all. 2 Jeffrey from Jeffrey. One of them is called Contacts. This one is called List for Bannon Steve. List of names. This one's maybe the most interesting, List of Bannon Steve. But they're all very similar. There's a lot of crossing over with each other. And I cannot help but feel, what's going on with this? What's happening? Why is he sending himself these lists of names? All these people. A lot of these people have been accused. A lot of these people were accused by Virginia. There's Richardson, like Democrats. Is Clinton on there? I guess not. But still, I don't know. I'm trying to fucking put the puzzle pieces together, and it's hard. But okay. So that's how he's pitching it to Epstein. Epstein writes him back. Does it have a happy ending? And then I think, is that like a wink, quotation mark, and a bracket? I don't know. I don't know if happy ending was like, does it make me look good, or does it have a happy ending as in getting jerked off after a massage? Seems kind of likely. Yeah, John Kerry's on that list too, and John Kerry has been photographed with Epstein's housekeepers. Julian Fontanilla and Jojo Fontanilla have a picture of them with John Kerry up on their Facebook. Still up there to this day. Does it have a happy ending? Bannon says, yes, of course. But he doesn't seem to take it as a joke, which I sort of think it was. Yes, of course. But we must counter. So here it is. We must counter rapist who traffics in female children to be raped by world's most powerful, richest men. That can't be redeemed. That's why we let them blow up the argument while showing the 12 you redeemed. What does he mean by that? Does it have a happy ending? Yes, of course. But we must counter the perception people have of you, which can't be redeemed. So we let them blow up the argument while showing the 12 you redeemed. I don't know what 12 is. I mean, yeah, no, it's not really. I mean, it is a crazy one in that Kerry hasn't really gotten any fucking flack for his connection to Epstein. I haven't looked up his name. That might be an interesting one to see in the emails. Another time. Next stream, maybe we can get into that. But I know, what a thing to counter. How the fuck would they, this is a impossible fucking PR project, but it seemed like he thought he could do it. I really believe Bannon thought he could use Epstein to do another Pizzagate and do another fucking fascist takeover. And remember, Bannon's not just concerned about America. At this point in 2019, he's traveling the world. He's going to France. He's going to Germany. He's going to Italy. And he's trying to build up the fascist movements there too. This was a global thing for him. This was a global far-right movement that Bannon was trying to start here. That's why he's concerned about geopolitics. He's not just concerned about U.S. politics. He's talking about global capital markets and geopolitics from the 1980s till today, the depravity of elite society, and the decline of the West. This is it's so fucking insane. It never would have worked. 12 he redeemed. Oh, that could be. Yeah, good call, Awo. Girls who got connected by high society jobs through him. That could totally be. I wonder who those 12 are. Maybe that would be worth looking into with Bannon's text if they talk about 12. Yeah, he tried to do a bunch of shit. In Europe. I don't think he was super successful, but we'll see some other emails about him in a second where he's talking about meeting with Le Pen's people in France and stuff. But anyway, sorry. So he's talking to Epstein here. We're going to redeem you, show the 12 you redeemed. Can't redeem unredeemable, again from Bannon. Can't redeem unredeemable. You are a lot of things, which we will show, but you are not that. And then he texts him again. Did you get the film we shot? So this is, I guess, after the interviews. So maybe the interviews were... So, okay, I'm trying to piece this together, right? Because Michael Wolff said Epstein never would have signed off on those interviews being used in a documentary. Epstein never expected those interviews to see the light of day, blah, 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 all that shit. But maybe, if he had enough assurances from Bannon, if Bannon's obviously, I'm not going to put in stuff that makes you look bad. And I mean, the interviews themselves were designed to make him look good anyway, right? He was practicing for a 60 Minutes interview that Bannon wanted him to do to be I'm not so bad. Okay, I made a couple mistakes, but hey, what do you want from me? I'm a Jeffrey Epstein over here. I'm a good guy. I like science, So how bad could they be for him really? And from the way he's pitching this documentary, it sounds like he was going to make Jeffrey into a good guy, but all of his connections, or the ones that were useful to Bannon, he would make them look like the depraved global elite. the QAnon Pizzagate understanding of the elite is brain dead. It doesn't, it's stupid. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, it's, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he could have convinced them. I like QAnon people believed dumber shit than that. But God, I feel like it would have been such a fucking leap for them because those people love that Clinton is connected to Epstein. They talk about Epstein a lot. Epstein got brought up in a lot of the Q drops, Pizzagate, although I think a lot of the people in the Trump administration tried to tone down the Pizzagate Epstein stuff. Obviously, Epstein was like a central part of it. Yeah. Who knows what Epstein's endgame actually was? He was clearly using him as someone close to Trump. Yeah, maybe. I get the sense that they genuinely liked each other, though. Let's get into more stuff here. So they were doing fucking shit, right? They're like someone said this earlier. Like Epstein was making moves. Here's some moves that Epstein and Bannon were making in Slovakia. Bannon emails a Politico article about Trump war powers. I don't know. I didn't look at it, but Epstein emails back. Yes, I saw it. I'll invite Jerry Baker to our dinner tonight. To Miro Lajkak. Miro Lajkak. So this is I don't exactly know how to say it. It's probably not like, I'm saying it like it's like large cock. This guy is a Slovak politician and diplomat, former minister of foreign affairs of the Slovak Republic. Now, this guy is big deal now, but at the time, I don't think he was that big a deal. 2018? Oh, no, he was a big deal. Okay. President of the UN. So Epstein says to Bannon, he will guide the EU project if you like him. His government will fall this week as planned. This, like you thought the other Bannon-Epstein shit sounded like cartoon villains? Look at this shit. His government will fall this week as planned. Smiley face. 3, later today we can discuss Michael and his coins. What? 4, Sultan, Dubai, and New York. And then he comes back. What time's dinner? See, Bannon, what time is dinner? Do you want me to come over beforehand? 3 question marks. His government will fall this week as planned. Well, that did happen. The government of Slovakia fell that week. The prime minister resigned after a journalist was assassinated, and the whole government fell. It's pretty scary. These guys are pretty scary. They're talking about this shit. Like, it actually sounds like they are the fucking evil people that control the world, the way they're talking to each other. Okay, this one, oh God, this one's hard to read. But here we go. Here's a bunch, and I think I put them in order. And this is Epstein, it seems like, trying to hook Bannon up. Okay, trying to get Bannon some female company. I imagine Bannon, despite being like an incredibly wealthy, powerful guy, still struggles with women. Let's remind ourselves what Bannon looks like. Bannon. Here, where's a good photo of the guy? Actually, that one's not bad. This guy is one of the least photogenic people, especially when photographers love taking like extreme close-ups of the guy. But like, I mean, look at this. This guy's fucking like leathery fucking skin. Jesus. Yeah. Bannon, the war room. There are no conspiracies, but there are no coincidences. Stephen K. Bannon. Well, you would know Jeffrey Epstein's best friend that they fucking orchestrated European politics, downfall of governments together. How dare you be a conspiracy theorist? You're a fucking conspirator. Bannon, is this Bannon? No, yeah, this is Bannon messaging Epstein. He says, can you let our friend know I'm heading over tonight? Epstein says, do you mean your Paris lunch friend? Bannon says, yes. Epstein says, done. Paris lunch friend. Let our friend know I'm heading over tonight. Someone he had lunch with in Paris. I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming it's a girl. But I guess it could be like a political connection of some kind. I don't know. All right, next one. Oh, this is way easier to read. Okay, great. This is 2019. This is like a year later. Epstein messages Bannon. Do you have time for a coffee or meal with our girl? Bannon says, would love to either. Would love to either. I give him like the evil demon voice. Would love to either. She is in town. Epstein says, yes, she's agreed. Bannon, no, this is also Epstein. Not only do I do F&B, I believe that stands for food and beverage, but now a matchmaker. Not only do I do F&B, but now a matchmaker. He's like giving him lunch or whatever. He's like providing him lunch. I have seen people think maybe F is financial crime and B is blackmail. Not only do I do financial crime and blackmail, but now a matchmaker. But no, I believe that's food and beverage. And then Epstein sends, it's like Bogart and Hepburn on the African Queen. I gotta say, texting Epstein has way better speller. I guess it's like the autocorrect on his phone or whatever, but like, god damn, way better than that. So this is another one from Epstein. Yeah, this is from Epstein. And wait, let's look at the date here. Does it say, yeah, 3/16/19, and these were 5/16/19. Okay, so, oh shoot, I guess this was before that. Sorry, this is before that. This one says, I thought I put these in order. I guess I was just confused by the date system that Americans use. Our girl is going to reach out to you, says Epstein. Bannon says, question mark, question mark, question mark? What? A girl? Oh. And then he sends another message. Oh, the next future ex, Mrs. Bannon? Okay, we got Epstein talking about being a matchmaker. Oh, the next future ex, Mrs. Bannon. Like, Epstein's, like, I don't want to say he was trafficking women to Bannon, but definitely seems like he was, like, setting him up on dates, at the very least. And now, I know, okay, listen, guys. I'm sorry to do this to you. I know you guys are all watching this and you're like, oh, is Bannon going to find love? Oh, I believe in love. Oh, there's someone out there for everybody. Even if you're evil and you destroyed democracy and you fucking look like a corpse that's been floating in a lake for weeks. Oh, anyone could find love. Anyone. And, maybe it's silly, but I just hope that Bannon and this girl, I hope Bannon's nice to the girl, and I hope it works out for him. I know you guys are all thinking that. But no, that is not what happened, because this is the next message here. Bannon sends him, she is way too classy for me. Plus, it would end her professionally. Oh, man. So I guess Bannon had a bad date. She was too classy for him. Great stuff. Bannon, the guy with the acid hot tub? That's right. Acid hot tub Bannon. Acid hot tub Bannon. That's what we say. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, gang. No, before I get into the last thing, why not? Why not look at the Esquire article about Steve Bannon's hot tub? Why was Steve Bannon's hot tub allegedly filled with acid? Creepy AF. I would say it's because he needed to dissolve a body, right? Isn't that why you put acid in your bathtub? Because you killed someone and you want to destroy the evidence. What? That's a mystery? I solved it. Washington Post reported a story on Saturday investigating counselor to the president, Stephen Bannon's legal residence, since no one really knows where he lives. In the course of that investigation, they uncovered something even more disturbing. A hot tub at a house where Bannon claims to live looked like it was filled with acid. Whoa. Okay. Maybe that's just how he takes a bath. He is a demon from hell. Maybe he bathes in acid. I don't know. I don't want to judge. It's fine. It's cool that he was born and spawned in the heart of pure evil. Like, that's just how you got to take a bath. Whatever. Hey, it's okay. I don't want anybody in my audience who does bathe in acid to feel like I'm personally attacking you. I think that that's valid. Because although Bannon signed a lease on a Florida home for that period of time, the theory is Bannon claimed to live in Florida because the state does not have an income tax, allowing him to avoid paying taxes on his earnings by claiming to reside there. And then shit gets weird. The Post obtained a February 2015 email from Bannon's former landlord that read, entire jacuzzi bathtub seems to have been covered in acid. Awesome. The landlord also noticed that padlocks had been installed on interior doors while other doors were totally removed. I'm out of town, Bannon responded. A likely story. Is there any way you can talk with Diane and sort things out? What the hell happened in Steve Bannon's bathtub? Yeah, I would say, yeah, he killed somebody. Obviously. Look at this guy. You think, even if that's not what the bathtub thing was about, this guy's definitely killed people. He's Steve Bannon. What the fuck? His instinct upon meeting Jeffrey Epstein was to become best friends with him and try to rehabilitate his image. This guy is not a good guy. He's a bad guy. Maybe the tub has an automatic chlorine dispenser that works whenever it senses scum. And when he got in, it panicked. He was like, we're going to need the extra chlorine, sulfuric acid. And he was like, joke's on you. I love sulfuric acid. The sulfur reminds me of my parents' house in hell. I bet that's what he said. Okay, listen, I don't mean to bully the guy. He obviously has a hard time dating, even with the help of amazing wingman like Epstein. No, the next future ex Mrs. Bannon? He almost seems like a hopeless romantic there. I mean, I say future ex Mrs. Bannon, but he believes in marriage. temporarily. Oh, she's way too classy for me. Poor guy. Hey, that's true. Nobody's looked more like Vince D'Onofrio in Men in Black than Steve Bannon. Oh, boy. Okay. This one I just thought was funny. So I have a friend, Presidential Penis, who is he's been on the stream before. We talked about Anushka DeGiorgio. I actually just put that video up on the main channel finally after a long time. So go check that out if you want. Want to hear our research into that? That's been vindicated now by some things that she said. But his theory is, he's like, I know everyone keeps talking about Epstein like he was a fucking genius with money and taxes and finances and the economy and shit. But I've just never seen anything that makes me believe that that's true, which I think is interesting. Like, that's not a popular opinion, but he has sort of convinced me of that. And I found this email and I sent it to him right away. Epstein messaging his best friend Steve Bannon, 2018. He goes, Bannon wrote, "Can you get rid of Powell or really get rid of Mnuchin?" And then Epstein goes, "No, Mnuchin is okay. It's simple." Which I also like, that's weird because it sort of seems like Bannon is asking him to get rid of people in the Trump administration. It's like, does Epstein have that ability? No, Mnuchin is okay. Or maybe he just means, do you have any compromise on him? No, Mnuchin is okay. It's simple. 15 years ago, the geriatrics understood that the internet was like telephones, connections only. Then my nerds taught them that cyber is a weapon. Same with the Fed. It's a weapon to be used with sophistication. Inflation is a concept from the 50s, before the internet sent instantaneous info around the world. So dumb. And it's like, wait, is Epstein saying that inflation is a concept? Is he saying that inflation isn't a thing anymore? So dumb. Oh my God. Like he spends too much time around teenage girls. He started to like talk like them. He's like, oh my God, inflation is fucking totally grody. Oh my God, can you believe it? Can you believe it? Inflation is blah. Inflation's like the worst. Seriously. I don't know. I don't know how teenage girls talk really. I guess that's not really a Gen Z thing. Inflation is like low key fucking, what's a thing that people say right now? What it means bad? Everything I know means good. I only know the positive slang words. Inflation's like totally like goated. I don't know. Okay, and then there's this one. I thought this one was interesting too. The other one's funnier, but this is how we're going to end it. He's writing to Bannon. He says, Epstein is sending Bannon $30,000 in Amex gift cards, or I think it much better that you have your own credit card and start building a good credit history so you can have money wired into your own account and no one gets to review what you do with it. I prefer you have total privacy. I just like it because it's Jeffrey Epstein giving Bannon like basic financial advice. Chugi, yes, thank you. Chig. Oh my God, inflation is fucking low-key chuggy. Inflation is like for fucking boomers. Inflation is not lit AF at all. Literally, inflation's like not even good. Guys, listen, this has been a long stream for me. Wait, before I do that, I want to put a button on this. And that's what I think about Epstein's financial shit. I ain't think he know nothing. I think Epstein's low-key chuggy AF. Okay, now, putting it on goblin-only vision. And I'm going to address the camera directly. Hey, all you out there in YouTube land. Thanks for tuning in to your close personal friend, your parasocial BFF, Chill Goblin. If you're not subscribed already, come on, please give me a subscribe. Give me a sub. Give me a sub, please. I need it so badly. Oh, God. I appreciate you guys. And I will see you again soon. We have not finished talking about the emails. I am certain we were going to be talking about these emails for years to come. The way that we talk about the fucking flight logs and shit now, but on an even more intense level. Because this is not just witness testimony. This is fucking like really, really powerful evidence from the fucking horse's mouth, from the horse face's mouth. Epstein himself and his fucking collaborators and his whatever conspirators. We're about to learn so much about this guy. We have just fucking tipped the fucking tip of the iceberg, milady. Okay, that's all I got.